The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set.
Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bell. Got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. What's good, my boy?
Not much. Literally.
Yeah. If your favorite team blew your parlay this weekend, raise your hand. All right, there you go. All right. How many hands can I raise? Because they blew. Shout out to the Saints. Shout out to the Bengals. Shout out to the Bayou Bengals. Somebody owed me some money. Anyway, man, what's good with you? Hope everybody's having a something weekend. I don't know. Only good thing about this weekend was the game I attended in person. It was Dylan's first college game. I will say this, and I'll probably say this again tomorrow night. If I ever tell you I'm taking Dylan to any homecoming, tell me don't do it. I literally was pulling on campus, and it was sight to be seen. And I was looking. I said, "Ooh." Dylan said, "What, Dad?" I said, "Nothing." I said, He said, "What, Dad?" I said, "Nothing." And I said to myself, I might should have came by myself. Dylan said, "What you say?" I said, "I ain't say nothing, Dylan. We almost there." That's all I could say. But listen, Lewis Cruz was lit Saturday. I'll say it like that. That was probably the best 2:00 game I've ever seen in my life. But it is what it is. We got to talk about something. I don't want to, but we're gonna talk about it. We gotta get out the way. But first, man, let's do this, man. We gotta say, like we always do. I'm gonna tell you, I'm off my game. I ain't put the thing in the chat or nothing, but we're gonna do it now. Like we say every Sunday, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Thank y'all for tuning in. Definitely do appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Cousin Nick, I see you. Hope you're well. Feel like hope you're well. What's good, Dave? Perp said trash. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna take what's good, Josh? Yeah. Think about shooting. I wouldn't couldn't do it. Not with Dylan talk too much. I just put it like that. I say that Dylan talk too much. He be snitching, dry snitching. He don't even know he be snitching. He be snitching. Just wait, Aunt. It's coming. It's coming. Remember that time we was in the barber shop, Daddy, and that lady had said you had a nice lineup. What lady? It happens. Trust me. But anyway, man, shout out to our sponsors at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute.
BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
We got him back in the building. None other. Our good man Blake. You know we had to bring somebody. Misery loves company. That's what we got on here tonight. Welcome back, Blake. Appreciate you for dropping in.
You see the picture? Can you put the picture back up for just a minute? You see the picture right there, my son.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look. That's how I'm looking at Matt House from here on out. What if I would have told you? So the title of the show, Pooh Bear, is "Welcome to 2013."
Yep.
Right? What if I would have told you in 2013 LSU at quarterback would have 2 Heisman Trophy level quarterbacks, and in both of those seasons, Ole Miss would have 402 rushing yards in one game, 2019, and 317 rush yards in the other? Now, what if I would have told you a year ago today Jane Daniels was a Heisman contender? Then what?
My thing is, we talk about 2013 as a year we had a high-powered offense and a terrible defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went back and looked. Go ahead.
Actually, though,
yo,
that defense wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. That defense gave up 22 points a game, which was 21st in the country.
Yeah. You know what we were ranked nationally?
Do you know what we ranked right now in the country?
117.
Do you know? Because I went back and looked.
That's a big ass difference.
I went back and looked because I was like, man, I wonder how we were. Because perception, I remember that defense. It would be if the game was a one possession game. When it came to the end, my heart just immediately started beating fast because I felt like the defense was gonna give it up. Chavis was the DC, and you already knew it was a prevent. Yeah, prevent defense.
Saying third and Chavis.
Yep, prevent defense, and the only thing it did was prevent us from winning. I was so I knew then. So.
Hey man, I wouldn't mind Chavis being back.
I know.
If I'm being honest, I mean 22 points a game. Ant said, I'm writing that down. I wrote that down. 22 points a game in 2013.
You know we were ranked as a complete defense in 2013.
No, I don't.
20th.
You know what's nuts about that? The two best offenses or maybe 3 best offenses we've ever had, defenses have been horrible. Guys, 2019, we forget in 2019 how bad that defense was.
I'm gonna tell you. So my theory about that. My theory about that. 2019. No, it wasn't even that. Because if you look at a certain point in the season, the defense changed, and it was after the Ole Miss game. And I'm pretty sure the reason why is because the defensive coordinator wasn't calling plays in 2019.
You don't think Dave was calling plays in 19? Who do you think was
not until the end?
I think he was calling plays. I just think Orgeron was meddling with him the same way he was doing with Durante Jones.
Yeah, very possible.
We talk about that 2020 defense. They were ranked 99th, gave up 35 points a game. This defense is worse than that.
Yeah, it's worse than Pelini.
When you talk about an offense that scores you 49 points, there is no reason,
bro,
you should lose a game.
640 yards of offense, bro. That's a dub every day. This reminds me of them Saints offenses where Drew Brees had to go score 55 points to win a game, and whoever got the ball last won. Because you
Remember the
can't stop
Giants
nobody.
game? Remember that Giants game when him and Eli were trading punches?
That's exactly what this reminds me of, bro. And speaking of 2013,
Wasn't it the Saints? The Saints defense in 2013 was the worst ever.
yeah, I think it was around that time.
Yeah.
But the 2013 year, we played Georgia.
Mhm.
LSU Georgia game. It was just like that Ole Miss game, back and forth. Every time either team got the ball, it was a touchdown or field goal scored, and it came down to who had the ball last, and that was Georgia.
So I put it. I talked about it on Blake's show where I put it up. 2013. That team ended 10-3, with losses to Georgia, Bama, and Ole Miss. I'm praying our losses are Florida State and Ole Miss.
You would have to go on you would have to go on an unprecedented run defensively.
I'm honestly worried we're gonna add Mizzou to that list this Saturday.
All right, so my thing with Mizzou, and I know we weren't supposed to be doing this, but you mentioned it, so I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks, we've made relatively unknown receivers look like all SEC caliber players.
Mm-hmm.
Armstrong kid from Arkansas. And then last night you had the Wade kid and was Watkins.
Trey Harris.
Trey Harris he torched us. He 150 yards on us. He destroyed us. But I mean, now, you're going up against two legit 5-star, 4-star caliber receivers, Luther Burden and Theo Weiss. Like if you got torched by those unknown, I don't want to disrespect nobody, but you know what I mean. They ain't Luther Burden.
No.
You know what? You know what else too? Connor or Cook, the quarterback from Missouri, broke that record this week of most passes most passes thrown without an interception. Like vastly underrated. I think he's had like 360 passes without an interception. So he does not turn the football over. He will take a sack. He will not turn the football over. So
even if he did,
we don't get turnovers in.
I was just going to say when we got an interception against KJ at the end on a Hail Mary.
Well, and the Andre Sam one, but you kicked a field goal, which kind of did get you going a little, but it's not so much, Pooh, that even if you don't score or whatever happens, at least you're getting the ball away from them for a minute. You know. So here's the question I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I'd love to hear what y'all think. How quickly do you change? Like, because it's difficult to go to Jaden and Denbrock and say, "Hey, we got to slow it down." Even though you're scoring 49 points.
You can't ask them to, because you need them to score 49 points. And if they slow it down, do you guarantee that they score 49 points like you need them to? No,
you don't. But they won't score 49. But what they won't do either is give up 55.
Ain't no guarantee.
That's true.
If they had 14.
You're just talking about limiting possessions.
Yeah, limited possessions. I don't think
so. So then you turn the shootout from being 45 to 42
to 35, 34, 31.
Yeah, 38, 35. You know what I mean? Like, you still gonna be in a shootout either way it goes. It's just a less scoring in that shootout.
I don't. Then what else do you do?
You fix the defense somehow.
That's
the only thing you can do.
You know what I do? I don't know if everybody's, also tuning into this. Bro, Matt House worked for Spagnuolo. Why don't you run some of that?
Bro, Spagnuolo at least bring pressure, dog.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Spagnuolo bring the he'll bring the house.
He bring exotic pressure. He brings it from the slots. He's all kind of exotic linebacker blitzes. He mixes it up. We don't see none of that, bro.
You know what this feels like?
You're gonna have to, man. You're gonna have to. You don't have a choice.
You can't get pressure with 4.
Bro, the only time
rushing 4 is not getting you any kind of pressure.
PFF said when you sent more than 5 guys, LSU yesterday, do you know what 2 plays they were? The Ryan Yates bat down and the Harold Harold Perkins 7-yard loss on Judkins.
Yeah.
Bro, think about that for a minute. That's pretty awful.
So this feels like it feels like they're not bringing pressure. No, it feels like they're not bringing pressure because they're trying to protect somebody from being exposed one-on-one.
But you're still giving up the score.
But you're still giving
I
it up
know.
either way.
But you know what's crazy about that? The thing that I'd counter, well, LaTerrence Welsh and Ashton Stampson man-to-man coverage had past breakups.
Yeah, listen, I completely agree.
There comes a problem. There comes a point, Pooh, that I start saying to myself, like, but they did make the play. Remember the one Zion Alexander where they had to kick the field goal in the third quarter? He broke it up. They kicked the field goal. It was the only stop we had in the freaking game. He had a pass breakup in man-to-man coverage.
Man, my thing is, at least if you send pressure, you can hope to get the quarterback off his rhythm, bro. Because you just letting him sit
That's what
back
we did
there
last
all
year.
day. You
That's
just
what we
letting
did
him
last
sit
year.
back there all day, bro.
That's what happened to Dart last year. Perk hit him that first time, and he was off rhythm.
Alabama did it a week ago. Yeah. I mean, Bama has a better front four than you did. Why were they sending pressure at him?
Paul's said last night was the first time ever we gave up 50 plus to Ole Miss in 112 all-time games. I'll leave that there.
I mean, it's worse than Pelini, guys.
Yeah.
Man, this might be the worst defense I've ever seen in an LSU uniform ever.
Mm-hmm.
So now I beg the question of two things. Well, so we've seen what happens if the offense is off for a half or a quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't win a football game. Right? You're like, so think about this for a minute. Jane Daniels against Arkansas had a stretch where he went 16 of 18 for 277 yards and 3 touchdowns last week versus Ole Miss. I mean, against Arkansas. Do y'all remember in the broadcast when they said at one point he was 21 of 22 and the only incompletion was a throwaway? So to be in both games in back-to-back weeks, your quarterback had to be perfect during long stretches of the game.
You can't expect that, bro.
You can't expect that, man. You can't expect that this week.
You can't expect him to keep doing that, bro. You can't expect the offense to keep
fair to
being
him.
perfect. You can't expect the offense to keep being perfect. They got to score every time they get the ball.
You think Blake Baker doesn't want to prove something Saturday?
Oh, definitely.
But not just that, but where's Mekhi Wingo from?
Yeah.
Missouri.
Where's Mac Markaway from?
Missouri. Yeah.
Where's Steeples from? You came in and created a pipeline and started trying to pull guys from that area. They not finna just take that kindly. You don't think they got something to prove to LSU too? I mean, come on, bro. Like they looking at this defense. Luther Burden looking at this secondary, looking at his chops.
Why do I feel worse now than when we lost to Troy?
I don't know about that, bro.
I felt really. I didn't think you would lose. Like Orgeron messed up.
I'm gonna tell you with that though.
Orgeron was taking Matt Canada and breaking a bench at halftime with the man's back.
I guess because of the expectations.
Yeah. You literally have a on paper. You have a championship caliber team. On paper.
Well, definitely offensively.
There's Jaden should be leading all Heisman talk right now, but the reason he's not, look at the record.
I'm gonna be realistic. He probably shouldn't be leading it, but he should at least be in it.
He should be top. He should be at least top 3.
He should be top 3.
Penix's numbers.
Penix numbers is crazy, bro.
He's got 208 yards total, 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Jaden has 2,002 yards, 19 total touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Then you got Caleb Williams, who got 1,800 passing yards, and like
20,
he should,
20
something,
scores.
yeah, 20 something touchdowns. So he should be right there in the top 3. I give you that.
Yeah, because and then you also look at what are their completion percentages. Because I know Caleb Williams' completion percentage is not that good.
Yeah, Penix leads the charge.
Penix
He's at 75%. Yeah.
Okay,
Penix's numbers is up there.
Yeah, and I get that.
He's top 3 poo in every category.
Yeah, so
Jaden is. And even the A dot. Guess what the A dot is this week? Guess where he's at on A dot?
I'm pretty sure it's probably something like 15 or something like that.
No, he's number 1. He's number 1 in A dot.
Go figure. Write your article about that. How about that?
Number 1 in A dot in the country.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. At this point, I know people gonna say you can't waste this offense, but this defense is wasting this offense no matter what at this point. So just play the young guys. Just play Womack, Jackson Howard, Quincy Wiggins, Stamps.
You know, 2013,
the Terrence Welch, Yates, Toviano. Just start playing them. At least we could say we're getting experience and getting these young guys experience for next year and the year after. Like at least we'll have we'll really have the excuse of playing inexperienced guys. Not that BS that Brian Kelly said last night, talking about we got inexperienced guys out there. You got Major Burns, you got Mason Smith, you got Greg Penn, you got Andre Sam, you got Makai Wingo, you got Tank Guillory. These guys ain't young. You got Omar Spates. Come on, bro. Stop all that, man.
Yeah, they're not inexperienced.
Yeah. 2013, you know the big one there, the
Kendall Beckwith,
DJ Wilson versus Kendall Beckwith.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's crazy about that? Kendall Beckwith started off at let's think about this for just a minute. Dog, they were playing him at D end. Mm-hmm. There's a big difference of standing a guy up and playing D end. Imagine Savion Jones playing middle linebacker. That's what that 2013 team did. Imagine Savion Jones playing middle linebacker.
Yeah.
But DJ Welcher, though, bro.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Interesting.
Can I bring this up, Pooh? Jackson Dart? Now I asked this last night. I want to know how y'all feel. Jackson Dart throwing for 400 yards doesn't bother me as much as giving up 317 rushing yards.
Yeah.
We've had quarterbacks. I remember when Tua threw for 414 on us. But you know what we didn't do? We didn't give up 300 rushing yards.
It's the way you gave up 300 rushing yards. You gave it up. It was almost Florida, LSU, 2021? Whenever we were, TDP game, it was almost, I forgot what year that was, but it was almost that game. They ran that same play, and we could not stop it until Whit stopped it.
Yeah. So with that, if you get ran all over, that's just being dominated.
That's taking your manhood, bro.
Yeah. When people pass over you, that's to me, that's gonna happen. It's scheme. It can happen with anybody. And the reason why I say that, when your offense scores as quick as they do, or or at a clip like they do, and your defense is out there, then it can happen. Legs get a little tired. It just can happen. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm more okay with, I guess, Blake, to your question, I'm okay more if somebody throw for 4, because that's not going to happen every week. Or it shouldn't happen every week.
It's easier to get 400 hung on you through the air than it is to give up 300 yards rushing, bro.
It is. So it's hard to get 100 rushing.
Thank you. It's hard to get 100 yards rushing sometimes. Think about Logan Diggs last night and some of the tough yardage he got you on the ground. I don't know. I just felt like our manhood got taken, like Ant said.
Yeah,
bro. But they run the same fucking play, man.
Like that's toss out.
I don't understand how we can't keep contained to save our life. Like no matter who is on the end, can keep contained and save our life. Like this is
So
this
I start.
like 2020 Mississippi State game is probably the worst defense I've seen as far as secondary play.
Mhm.
This defense is worse.
Yes.
Well, at least you knew in 2020 and 2021 exactly what the problem was.
Yeah.
Right? Like you knew exactly what the problem was, and it changed under Durante Jones, right? Like things changed when he let scheme go to play for him. You knew that they were playing way too much man-to-man coverage, whatever. But those 2 years named, I mean, I can't remember a time we were getting beat through the air. I don't ever remember a time where we just got physically dominated. Like even Bama in 21, right? Like you're a touchdown away with Max. Guys, we were a Max Johnson touchdown away as a freshman from tying that football game in 21, right? Like, and they would go on to play for a national title that year.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Quick story. Yesterday, and I said on Blake's show, Dylan's game yesterday. We gave up. I know on one play at least 5 missed tackles on one play. And the only reason the other team wasn't faster, they weren't big for the most part, weren't bigger, except they had this one kid on there that had to be at least 30. He was literally 5'9", 5'10". And he's 8.
You got Reggie from Bad Boys, huh?
That's what I was about to say. That's why I kept laughing.
We when our coaches asked, you know, the handshake line, you go through the handshake line. When our coach said, "Where you work at?" He said, "Huh?" So,
I've been at the plant since '99.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because then they say, "Yeah, he's verified. We got his birth certificate. You also got his son birth certificate. They on the same team." But anyway,
what was that kid? Remember the Twitter poo played that kid on Twitter that had the mustache, and they said he was 13. Yeah. He had a tattoo, and I'm like, what 13 y'all know got a whole sleeve on it as a tattoo?
Yeah. I bring that up because Marvin said this. I counted 15 missed tackles.
Oh, we had more than that.
It's more than that.
Check this out. Josh Pate said on his show, LSU defense missed 30 tackles.
So I said on this with Ruffino and Joe's show, because he commented on it too, and I talked to him about it. Bro, you know that he said that his rankings aren't his power rankings, but one of the metrics that they have in his power rankings or whatever it is missed tackles. Guess what team in the country is number 1 in missed tackles?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, LSU's number 1 in missed tackle rate. It's like 37%. So, like, people get on to him about his rankings. It's not a ranking system. So we were talking in like that text group or whatever, and he said, "Bro, 30+%, man, missed tackles."
I believe it.
So a third of every third one.
You're going to 37. That's 4 out of 10. That's literally almost 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
So every third play, they're breaking the tackle.
They're breaking. Yeah. Basically. And by the way, they ran 94 of them last night, which goes to the point they ran 90 missed tackles and 30 missed tackles, right? Yeah. And he was saying this to us on Thursday, right? Like he sends all of the biggest weakness points on every team. It's like for a betting thing. LSU's is 37% missed tackles. I gotta love it.
This question, Tori Williams says, was that a great offensive display or just 2 defenses playing horribly? I think, and this is going to sound
both.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think, I know on LSU side, offensively, I guess because I've seen them play more and I know which plays they're running. That was, you know what I'm saying, it was execution. Dart and Ole Miss offensively are good, but defense did them no. I mean, just
I'm gonna give them their credit though, bro. Like they had some plays, Dart had some throws, man. Well, they executed their offense, man. And our defense was bad, and their defense wasn't great either. But Jaden made some throws. He dropped it in a bucket to Kyron Lacey. Some of the throws to BTJ. I mean, you couldn't make better throws.
Especially that third one. Especially that
Yeah.
third touchdown. Even though it shouldn't have been a touchdown. Even
Yeah.
that one.
But you can't. Some of them dimes, I don't care what the defense is like. You completing that against air is a dime. You know what I mean? So that's great offense, but there was bad defense out there as well, man.
Kyron Lacey, I don't know what his deal is as far as the drops. He'll make a big catch and then have a drop.
I think he had the most crucial catch last night, Pooh.
That third down.
That third down, 17 yards going up, because then you go down and score and take the lead. Like, I mean, that was the first time you're taking the lead, and he's catching that.
But then he had to drop in the 2-minute drill.
Yep.
But see, that's just like at halftime, right before halftime.
That would have made it a lot more easier to convert first down and get a lot closer to.
Well, you know what else? That play ran off 9 seconds.
Yeah,
because Jaden had to roll right, roll left, and then throw it.
Yeah. It's the play prior to that, we had a pass to not the play. I'm sorry, right before halftime. When they're trying to get down and they end up kicking a field goal that they missed, but they threw a pass to Lacey then that would have,
made the easier field goal.
Yeah, and he dropped it. So and listen, I'm not trying to put anything on Lacey. I think I said last year, I thought he was going to be the
breakout dude,
Jeray Jenkins of this wide receiver core.
Well, shit, Jeray led you in every statistical category, but one. I mean, really.
Jeray was just on the tangible, the consistency. Anytime you need a big catch, he was there, and Lacey showed promise of that. But
that's BTJ, bro.
Yeah, I mean, now. So
you know what's crazy? Pooh, you were in the show last night. Remember, like, we had a caller, and then he was like, the one thing that he wanted to complain about the most was the third down rollout call, which I agree was probably a bad
that was
call.
dumb. That was a dumb call.
Dumb, but here's the problem with that. If that's the first mistake that you're making all night, like, it comes at a horrible time, yes. But God, dog, like, it's so hard to.
Yeah, you can't nitpick it. I mean,
you know what else? I thought that they'd run it, and I thought they were going to run it twice. I really did, because you know how aggressive BK can be on fourth downs.
That's just, I don't like cutting the field in half on a play where you have to get a first down. Like, I hate that.
I do too.
Yeah.
How hard do you nitpick that though?
I mean, you can't. That's just like somebody saying. They won because they won by one possession and Jaden gave a possession away with a fumble. You know what I mean? Like, that fumble was like, come on, bro.
Well, and you know what, too? You remember the Cat Williams special when he said, this man does all these things for you, and he has a 1% cheat charge on it. And he's like, the dudes in the audience like, man, make this work, man. Make this work.
Yeah.
I feel like they run 99 plays. They got one bad one, and you got the 1% cheat charge.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
But listen, I'm ready to put this game behind. This is 24-hour rule. Seriously. What's positive we can take away?
The offense.
Yeah, I mean
weeks.
Well, see, here's the thing. So somebody brought this up to me today. Somebody asked if it was a strength and conditioning issue, right? Like, why the dudes up front defensively weren't doing better. And then I said, well, then how are you going to explain Will Campbell being in the 90s in pass rate and this offensive line doing what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the O-line looked like shit, I could be like, look like crap. Okay. Like, maybe it is an issue. But, bro, like, I don't know.
At what point do we start questioning effort?
That's what I would want to go to. Like, how much of this is effort? Because, bro, lining up, they can't line up defensively.
And like, it was so many times last night where they had one defensive lineman with their hand down. Everybody else is yet to get into a stance, and the ball is being snapped. No firing off the ball, and like none of that, because they're halfway in their stance. it just seemed like there was a lack of effort and almost like they were checked out in a sense.
They felt checked out. The question is why? Like, why?
Do you not believe in the scheme? I mean, like that to me. Why else do you check out? If you don't feel like your coaches are putting you in a position to win, why else? Why
what
else would
changed
you
from
check out?
last year to now, though?
Well, personnel
How
definitely.
personnel change for sure, and how they use them. Like because last year you had Converse, you had Makai Gardner, you were comfortable playing, leaving them on the island in a sense and playing man outside. We ain't seeing that. We ain't seeing any bump and run cover. We ain't seeing that this year. That's changed for one.
Yeah, I mean, think about last year's game. Who was the Greg Fouché? Remember Greg Fouché's one-handed interception in the back of the end zone? You don't have those plays anymore. Like you don't have that instinctive stuff. Guys, it's not his play. He completely comes off of his route because he knows where the ball's going and has a one-handed pick. Yep. We don't have it. And
you don't even have a Jared Bernard Converse who can make the play versus Bama in the end zone.
No, you don't. Well, here, you know what's crazy, man? I kind of feel like, I don't know. I mean, secondary wise, they gave up a lot, but you know what they gave up a lot in? Zone coverage.
Yep.
You know, like because I still look at LaTerrence Welsh. He had a bad missed tackle. Okay. All right. I'm with you. It's the first time he's ever played. Okay. Like the first time he's ever really played DB that we've seen him. All right. What about every man-to-man coverage that you saw LaTerrence Welsh on and it had to get batted down? What happened?
Yeah, he played great. I ain't gonna say great. He played good in man coverage.
He was really good in man-to-man coverage. When the coverage came down to it, which, okay, when he's trying to make a tackle like that, all right, whatever. But
yeah, you got to make that tackle. But at the same time, he played good in man coverage as far as.
So did Stamps. So the I don't know, man. I don't know.
I just don't think we don't have any dogs on their defense, bro.
We don't. Well, the one dog we do have is 215 pounds trying to play middle linebacker in the SEC.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's he made plays last night, but there was still times where his effort wasn't there either, though, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you normally see him chase down the play from the backside, and for a 2-yard gain or something like that, he wasn't even trying. That was a 5-yard, 6-yard run.
One thing I hate seeing, it's like it's extreme pet peeve, walking on the field.
Oh, you mean like Stamps on the Bentley play? Oh, that one kind of broke me a little.
Getting off the field, he wasn't in any hurry, and then they throw it's the flag for illegal participation.
Man, that's the unnecessary stuff, bro.
It's stuff like that drives me, because there are games that you know what I'm saying, you can play bad and you can't control it, but there are things that you can control. Your body language, your effort, that kind of stuff you can control. And when you like walking on the field, walking off the field, that kind of stuff stands out. It's like, come on, man. That sends a message to everybody else. That sends a message to your team. If you're supposed to be the leader, that sends that message.
Greg Brooks. Doesn't that sound like Greg Brooks? Like the player you're describing?
But my thing is, why do we only have one on the team?
It's true.
Boy, Xavier is wild.
I'm not. I saw it. I was like, man, you finna get me put off the YouTube. But
that boy said they couldn't push nobody in a wheelchair. Man, that's crazy.
But man, listen, Blake. Yeah, I saw it. I was Blake, before you get out of here, man, I know you gotta go. I'm gonna ask this actually to both of y'all, and this might be a little bit of a blind optimism or whatever. If somehow this team finds a way to string some stuff together and defense is serviceable, can a SEC championship change your perception of this season?
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm hearing you correctly. Are you asking if this team wins the SEC championship?
If they could make it, and first of all, we gonna get to it and talk about it. There's nobody in the SEC who looks like they are just indestructible, and
Bro, you just got 55 hung on you by
I understand.
Ole Miss.
I'm asking the question. I'm just asking the question.
Pooh, considering the fact that I don't even know how this week's going, like, I don't know if you can win this week. You know, I really don't know if you can win this week.
I realistically, like, if you told me LSU ends the season with 4 losses, 5 losses, I could see it. You still got Bama. You still got A&M.
My question also: who does Ole Miss have to face that could actually
Georgia?
They still got to beat Georgia. Face Georgia.
Georgia.
They still got to face A&M too.
Texas, yeah.
And in the Egg Bowl, which could always get crazy.
That's true. All right. Well, listen, Blake, appreciate you as always.
No problem. A&M. I mean, let me ask you: A&M the best team in the West now, since we're rotating people in and out?
I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
All right.
Appreciate you, Blake.
Bye.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and look at some misery love coming. Let's look at some of these other games that happened. All right. Number 10, Utah versus Oregon State. Oregon State welcomed me in Utah and put a spanking on them.
Yeah, DJU did his thing, man. They Utah still missing Cam Rising though. It's kind of hard to judge them until they get him back, I guess. But they Oregon State kind of bounced back a little bit after they
lost
to Washington State. Yeah.
Somebody said this, and I can't unsee it now. They said Utah is just Iowa in red and white.
Utah, no.
Defense. If you look at them right now,
what won?
Huh?
What has Iowa won?
I'm talking about just as a season. Iowa, how all they do is they have a really good defense and no offense.
No, I'm not even No, I can't give you that one, bro. I can't give you that one, bro. Iowa ain't never had a running back that was good. Exactly.
But that's not the point.
You saying the way they play, like
defense.
Just defense? Like this
Utah
has an offense. They're missing a quarterback right now.
I said without him. I said Utah without Cam Rising is just Iowa in red and white.
I don't know about that, dog.
How many points they score in a game?
The
most points they scored was against Florida, wasn't it? Now I understand that what Utah has done in their history, but looking at them right now, they literally beat UCLA 14-7. They scored Saturday? Friday. 7 points, 21-7. Oh, and one of the touchdowns that they got was a interception.
Okay. I just feel like I was so trash that like you can't even really compare. But I guess I get what you're saying. But
They can't score any points. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Their defense is really good and they can't score any points. Tor said, because they did, because they did beat UCLA 14-7, just lost 21-7. So
Man, Iowa goes 9-3 because they don't play no damn body. They play Northwestern, they play Nebraska, they play Minnesota, they play Illinois. They don't play nobody. Iowa ain't never won their conference. When the last time you seen Iowa in the Rose Bowl?
I always see Iowa in Outback.
Exactly, because they
And
don't
they
win.
be the blooming onions too.
Because they don't win their conference.
That's a good question. Kevin Dunn says the better question is, what about Florida State now? Are they as good as everyone thinks?
I don't think they're the best team in the country, but I think they still playoff contenders.
I agree. Speaking of, this is somebody I think can actually challenge them now is Louisville. Louisville played North Carolina State. I don't know why. I hadn't looked at the rankings today, but Louisville should be ranked.
Yeah, they're number 25.
Okay, yeah, they should be. I probably would have made them 20, 23 or 24, but yeah,
That's what LSU at number 23.
Yeah. Enjoy it now because it won't be that long.
Florida State number 5. I think that's about right. About where they at.
Yeah.
Who the best team in the country?
Be honest, it's either Florida State or Texas.
I think it's either Washington or Texas.
I keep forgetting Washington. Yeah. We'll see. I gotta see who has Washington played. I ain't trying to hit them with they ain't played nobody, but who have they played though?
Nobody, but the eye test says it all. They play Oregon coming up in 2 weeks, so
okay, yeah.
But I just think the offense too potent.
Yeah. Speaking of team, I don't think is best in the country. Number 1 Georgia took on Auburn, barely won.
Yeah, I knew that game was gonna be close though, bro. That's a rivalry game, man.
It's a rivalry. I didn't think it was gonna be close. Auburn didn't show me anything against. They really ain't showed me a lot against Texas A&M, but
that's the SEC though, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you have just like a game we finna talk about, Arkansas. You have a good week, you have a bad week. You have good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the SEC. It's the roller coaster.
Yeah. So never mind. Next up, Texas and Kansas. And Texas won this one 40-14. Now, this was a game I thought would be a lot closer.
Pissed me off.
Thought it'd be a lot closer.
Pissed me off. I needed the over 60.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I needed the under in this next game.
Mahomes out here skied, man.
Yeah. Number 8, USC versus Colorado.
I tried to tell you, take that 21.5, man.
USC I actually did a teaser and it was I did a teaser and it was 16.5. So I took USC minus 16.5, and they had it for most of the game.
I told you their defense, bro.
Terrible. I knew their defense was bad though.
Their defense wasn't good enough for me for me to think that they were gonna win by 22.
Yeah. I didn't think that 22. Definitely didn't think that. Let me ask this though: if LSU was in the Pac-12, would they be okay because of
we fit right in.
We not having to worry about defense as much.
We fit right in, that's for sure. And the USC Notre Dame game looks very intriguing to me now.
Speaking of Notre Dame and Duke, Told y'all, tried to tell y'all, Duke was all right.
Yeah.
Duke
They
was
ain't
all
bad.
right. They we're gonna see now. Riley Leonard. They did say I did hear
Sprained his ankle, huh?
they said it might not be a season ending.
Okay.
So yeah, I did see that. It's funny, Miss Nikki said when I said I wonder if we'll, be undefeated over there, she said we'll see next September. We won't see next September because they're in the Big Ten. So we'll just know if we could, survive Big Ten. But yeah. No dang Duke. Speaking of this, Sam Hartwell. They're
Sam
not
who?
Sam
Hartman?
Hartman. Is it Hartman? I thought it was Hartwell. You know what I'm doing?
Man, last name, bro.
You know what I'm doing? I'm combining Sam Howell and Sam Hartman. That's one. Hartwell. Either way,
Hey, they about the same person though.
I've never seen them two in the same room. But quick question: Is it Wake Forest offense or was it Sam Hartman? Because Notre Dame ain't been moving the ball and ain't been
Miss
scoring no
Tommy
points.
Reed.
You almost got me there.
But no, I think it was Wake Forest offense.
Yeah.
He ain't been bad in Notre Dame, but the Notre Dame offense just ain't what Wake Forest offense was. And if you remember, before Sam Hartman, there was a quarterback at Wake Forest named Jamie Newman who was putting up big numbers at Wake Forest. So I think it was a little bit of the scheme at Wake Forest too.
Yeah. All right. Number 12, Bama versus Mississippi State. They actually put a nice little whooping on them 40-14. It looked about like our game.
Man,
As far as score wise. He
scares me because of his legs.
Yeah.
I saw what KJ Jefferson did to us, and if we miss tackles on Milroy, that boy gonna take it 50.
Yeah. Next up, South Carolina, Tennessee. Tennessee handled business with a big 21-point win.
Yeah, that kind of shocked me. I didn't think they would win that by that much, but
with the way they looked against Florida.
Yep.
But you just said week in, week out. So
that's true. That's true.
Speaking of,
that's true. Florida got that.
Number 22, Florida.
Hey, Ray Davis just scored another touchdown.
22 Florida versus Kentucky. Kentucky was unranked. They definitely got that wrong.
Ray Davis just scored another touchdown. That man had 180 yards in the first half, bro. Rushing. I played against him in fantasy too. That dude put up 52 fantasy points, bro. 52.
My bad. It was Texas A&M and Arkansas.
Roller coaster.
Texas A&M looked against Arkansas high, or at least score wise. It ended up being a 7-point game or a 1-possession game.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. They made it close late, but
made it close. I felt like that's what the score prior to, because I think they were up by like 17 or 14 most of the game. That's what I thought. I felt like the LSU game should have been against Arkansas, but
yep.
Yeah, if you don't play defense, that won't happen. Hey man, that's it. That's all the games I actually picked. Any more notable games that you have or that you can think of?
No, not really. It was kind of a blah weekend outside of the games you listed.
Yeah. Yeah. HBCU hours tomorrow. I just want to say
That's the one that's good. That's
we
what
had at least I know 2 games. I think 3 games go to overtime. One game came down to a last second. Oh yeah, it was in overtime. Finna field goal is another one. Yeah. Tune in tomorrow for more exciting recap. So
some team from Louisiana won.
2 of them. NFL, man.
We ain't gotta talk about this. It's like the
I
polar opposites. It's like if you take the defensive conversation that we just had and apply it to offense, you got the Saints. Fire Pete Carmichael. He should have never got the man didn't even want the job.
I was just gonna say he didn't want it, so how you get mad? He making sure you don't give it to him no more. Meanwhile, somebody I said we should have offered the job to, the head coaching job to.
Man, that ship done sailed, bro. The Airbnb ain't even looking our way no more, bro.
I know. I'm just saying though, we should have given him a shot at least.
Yeah, you flew him down here twice to interview him, but and meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs offense out here barely struggling with the New York Jets.
But Washington scoring and actually, you know what I'm saying, almost beat who it looks like to be a one of the favorites in the NFC.
Okay, one of
no, not the one of.
Yeah, about to say the favorite is out there on the West Coast because Christian McCaffrey look like a video game right now. But yeah, he got Sam Howell looking like a legit quarterback, man.
Sam Howell, right? I just want to make sure.
Howell. The one that don't eat steak. He only eat chicken nuggets.
I got questions about Cincinnati. Serious questions.
Oh, I mean, this is why you don't play a hurt quarterback.
I gotta see. Even that being said, it's been 3 years. Can we not get an offensive line?
Well, can I tell you the conspiracy theory that somebody told me?
I'm listening.
All right. And I'm going to give him credit for it. But shout out to Xavier because he told me this. All right. So.
Great conspiracy. I'm listening.
T. Higgins is up for a contract at the end of the season, correct?
Yeah, I thought they worked that out, but yeah.
No, they didn't. Okay. They haven't signed him. Okay. They who is a receiver that's coming out in the draft that should be like a top 10 pick?
Marvin Harrison.
Who's from Ohio, right? So they draft Marvin Harrison, let T. Higgins walk, and you get a cheaper, better version of T. Higgins, and you keep the whole thing together. I'm just saying that's his conspiracy theory. You want to know what mine is? They let T. Higgins walk, they signed Terrace Marshall, and they used that top 10 pick to draft offensive lineman. That's my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
But either way it goes, I don't think they're gonna be doing much this year. They ain't gonna be doing much this year. Man, get that boy out of Carolina, man.
Yeah, he do need to be out of there.
He can't stay healthy really though, but get that boy out of Carolina.
I do want to say one thing. I was so proud to see. I hate to say it, see Trey Palmer make that catch and stuff, and the way he's performed, it makes me proud, but it's also kind of bittersweet. So, but that's true, Nick. Nick says, Zay also believes that the U.S. is holding aliens. So that's true. They didn't tell you about that at Seaman School. You must have missed that lesson. Seaman.
But yeah, man, they I don't know what's wrong. I just think they just need to rest Joe Burrow. Honestly,
Yeah. Who's the backup? The backup that they had is gone.
man,
They
go
got
sign,
somebody, but
go
I
sign
think they even had.
Kaepernick.
I, hmm,
What
hmm.
Danny Elling at?
Danny Edmonds is so underrated.
Bring in Danny Elling when all else fails.
Yeah, but he got to get Matt Canada as the OC.
No.
Man, what up, Edwin? But yeah, nah, man, it's just I don't know. Miami looked very I did
Some
not.
days
Vegas be
you
knowing.
the bug, some days you the windshield, man.
Vegas be knowing. They had. I kept trying to figure out why I was trying. Is there an injury I'm missing or something? But they were a 2.5, no 3.5, 4.5. They had Buffalo as a 4.5 point favorite over Miami. And I was like, why? I couldn't figure out why. And they beat them by 28, bro. Miami literally just beat Denver 70-20. Speaking of Denver, you asked last week which franchise?
We gotta mention prayers up for Trey White.
Oh man, yes, prayer.
And that's
think it's his Achilles.
yeah, it looked like it's gonna be a season ending type injury. So
Yeah.
hate that for him, man. But hopefully he can bounce back, man. That's gonna be a major blow for Buffalo.
Yeah.
But now, speaking of Denver, I asked you this question the other day.
You did. Who is the worst team? Is it Denver or Chicago? And I said Denver because they have a Super Bowl winning coach, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and they're still performing like crap. And you said you think it's Chicago. I said, I understand, saying the things. And I'm gonna be honest with you, for 3 quarters, I was right. For 3 quarters.
But
that fourth quarter.
But the fact, I think that fourth quarter just proved my point.
Yeah, I know. You absolutely right. That fourth quarter. Because it's like when you seem like you got it together. He did. They literally, I'm listening to the radio. And it was like,
oh, it was so terrible.
Hey, I'm listening to the radio because I was driving to go to, I think I was going to Walmart or something. And they literally said, Denver's made a comeback. His score is 28-21. And it's a fumble. He returns it for a touchdown. It's 28-28. I left. I said, golly, I can't believe that. Turned around and they kicked the field goal and was winning. I was like, I can't. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. There's you know how they say the Dante 7 circles of hell. There's definitely 7 circles of pity. I mean, pitiful. It's just like, and Chicago on number 7 and Denver number 6.
Yeah, bro.
Man, and Julian said it in here earlier. The Raiders on number 5. I tell you that now.
Hey,
oh, don't worry, Saints fans. You at 4. You got some hope.
No, we at 5. We at 5. But the Raiders made Khalil Mack, man, look like Harold Perkins versus Arkansas last year. But man, the Bears though, like I don't even know where you go from here, bro. You got the number 1 pick and the number 2 pick right now though, because you got Carolina pick, and Carolina is just as bad as you are.
Speaking of, did Carolina make the wrong choice for number 1 quarterback? Hey, all I heard about
hindsight is always 2020.
All I heard about was that Stroud had this terrible Wonderlic score.
Bro, I still don't understand why Stroud was so slept on, bro. I
think
still
he,
don't get
I
it,
think
bro.
he proved a lot during the freaking Georgia game.
That's what I'm saying. That game alone right there. But
Jeez.
I don't know. Houston got them a damn good one though. Second most passes through the first 4 games behind only Cam Newton. He got
Bro,
like 1,200 yards through his first 4 games.
not only that, Nico Collins
Who he
and Tank
throwing
Dell.
to? Who he throwing to? That's the thing. He ain't even got a true number 1.
Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
And Brevin Jordan. I know Miss Nikki was in here. Brevin Jordan, the tight end. But like he ain't really got no true number 1. And they don't have a first round pick this year because of the CJ the Will Anderson trade. But bro, that you go get him a true number 1, and it's a wrap.
Oh, Zay Flowers. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm tripping big time. Zay Flowers is at
Baltimore. Yeah.
Not Baltimore. It's
Zay Flowers in Baltimore.
Is he? I thought Zay Flowers was in who's the one that's with Jacksonville then?
You talking about Calvin Ridley?
No, he was out today. Because of injury.
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones. Okay, I know I was tripping. All right, Zay Jones was out today. Jaguars work well. They look good, and a lot of people gonna say Falcons suck, and the Falcons ain't a bad team.
Jags defense looked good. The Falcons turned the ball over so many times. Did you watch the Andy's version though?
Boy, listen, that interception return was so clean when the fire popped up.
Hey. Shout out to Disney for that, bro. That was lit.
That was genius. Hey, Dylan woke up late because he was, you know what I'm saying, he was wired from homecoming. That was the only good thing. That boy that was. Hey, Dylan said to me, hold on, I gotta tell this point. Dylan said, is this he said, he looked at me, said, Daddy, is Alabama A&M a historically black college or university? I said, it is. He said, okay. That boy lit. Hey, he gonna be. But he, you know, slept. He woke up and he came in. No, I put on the I said, hey, Toy Story football on. He said, what? He said, put it on. I put it on for him. And he was looking, he said, yo, is Slinky?
The first down.
First down, you know what I'm saying? First down mark. I said it is. He said, oh man, that's dope. So
they even had the commentators like them, man.
Yeah,
they went all out with it, bro. That was so dope.
I love seeing I do say that fit Booger McFarland.
Yeah,
that fit him. Because he was able to be, you know what I'm saying, educate, like, you know what I'm saying, because that's exactly what that is. The way that, because they explain, you know what I'm saying, what's a sack, you know, what's this, and like the trivia questions, that was big. Dylan loved that, so he was like, oh, did you know that? I said, yeah, I'm watching it too. I know. So how they explain the game, that was dope. Speaking of, I'm gonna tell you, I probably should have called you first, but I think you was in church. WNBA. I put down, I had a free 50, right? Free $50 bet promo.
You put it on the Liberty, didn't you?
I put on Liberty -5.5, and they hit it. They got 6, and I was like, yes. And they came down and hit a 3. Why did the Suns hit a 3?
And then the Liberty missed the free throws. Sun got the ball back and had the worst last second shot attempt I've ever seen in that.
You need a 3-pointer and you drive to the lane.
And you drive to the man, bro.
Yeah.
But we got what we've been looking for all season long. The matchup for the finals. The Aces versus the Liberty. Super team versus super team.
Yeah.
Homegrown versus built.
Yeah. Gonna be a big one. Who you got, man? Aces of Liberty. I know. I know. Do you change? I mean, I'm just wondering if you change your
I'm an
mind
ace,
because
man. That's my squad, bro.
okay. All right.
That's my squad. When they drafted Jackie Young with the first round pick, that became my squad.
Yeah.
So
I gotta
I'm going with
say,
my squad.
yeah, Edwin said he wanted the Wings in the final. Yeah.
Hey, I will say this. They ain't far off.
Mm. Oh, Jason Brumfield says Nikki Fark is doing her thing as a GM for the Aces.
I mean, yeah, she is. She she ain't gotta do much, but yeah, she is.
Yeah. I might still ride with the Liberty though, man.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, I'm just saying that's my squad, bro. I've
Yeah.
been I've been
God
I've been an
dang.
Aces I've been an Aces fan since 2019, man. Like,
Gotcha. Man, Chiefs got LSU defense. That's ain't that where Matt House came from?
yeah.
Let's get out of here because I'm finna say something. Say something ugly.
Hey, but hey, I'm going against somebody who got the Chiefs defense in my
Oh,
fantasy
okay.
league, so I appreciate these points.
Yeah. All right, we ain't did this in a minute. Here we go. All right. Who you want to go first? Me or you?
I'll go first. I ain't got the video because it ain't really needed.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
you did that wrong, my boy. Appreciate you, my boy.
it's fourth quarter. My bad.
I would, the altar call. We ain't did this in a while, so I might be a little rusty. You're gonna have to excuse me, but I would like to call out Louisiana Tech linebacker Brevin Randall. Come on down to the front. If y'all know, I know y'all. Oh, they tied it up. I know y'all have probably seen the video by now of the Louisiana Tech player stomping on the head of an opposing player after the play was over. No flag was thrown, but Albert Hainsworth Jr. decided that he was going to step on somebody's head, and there's no place for that in the game, man. That's uncalled for. That's the dirtiest play that you could possibly do, and he deserves to be suspended for the rest of the season, in my opinion. He has been suspended indefinitely from the team, but in my opinion, he needs to be gone for the rest of the season. You don't step on opposing person's head. You don't use your feet and your cleats as a weapon. What you do, what he did is probably the worst play that you can do on a football field. Um, and there's no place for that in the game. Shout out to Louisiana Tech for the swift suspension. Less than 24 hours after the incident, he was suspended indefinitely. But go ahead and make it for the rest of the season. Get the man some help. He needs some counseling. He needs something because you don't do that to another person. And so, Louisiana Tech, go ahead and extend the punishment for the rest of the season and get that young man some help before he hurts somebody for real.
Hey, I'm glad we talking about tempers. Trent Dilfer, come on down. Come on down to the altar. I don't have the videos because copyright be hitting and we don't get that much money from YouTube. No way. I ain't gonna let y'all take that. But anyway, Trent Dilfer, come on down. If you hadn't seen this weekend, UAB was taking on Tulane in a very close matchup. Tulane was up at first, and then UAB was up at first, and then Tulane made a comeback. UAB had the ball late, or I think Tulane had it. But either way, there was a penalty, costly penalty.
It was a punt. Tulane was punting the ball, and they punter shanked it, and the penalty was for too many men on the field. There you go.
They appreciate it. Well, costly penalty. Trent Dilfer lost his mind. he went off and he was arguing and he got into it with the coaches, his assistant coaches, and it was just everybody talked about it. It's just unbecoming of a head coach. We've seen head coaches chew out their assistant coaches before, i.e. Nick Saban chewing out Lane Kiffin. But what we don't usually see is the coach physically throwing a tantrum with his body and acting out. And especially when this isn't the first time we've seen it as a high school coach. Trent Dilfer got into it with his quarterback. As his quarterback was walking off, Trent Dilfer followed him, yelling, throwing the headset. The player threw his helmet down. And Trent Dilfer, again, to launch forward at the young man or walk, very briskly forward towards the young man before another adult stepped in between and stopped whatever was going to happen from happening. That being said, Trent Dilfer, I just want you to know that you have the honor and the privilege of getting a job at UAB and coaching. With this job, which I'm going to just be honest, I don't think you'll qualify for. With this job, you're now acting a plum fool. You are just not representing what the school is there to be. And at this point, man, I gotta wonder. Is this because let me see. You are, and put it in perspective for people. You are a coach with limited coaching experience that received a job as a head coach. Let's say you got this job and now are starting to bring a lot more attention because some of the wild things you're saying, some of the outlandish things that you're saying, and some of your takes. You're a man of God and you express that often. Let me ask you this, Trent Dilfer. If you were Deion Sanders, in the fact that the physical tantrum and going after players, would this be an issue? I ain't too far off. I ain't too far off.
And I want to say something before we go. So Cody Warsham just tweeted out that there's a new rule this season that states that the fine for storming the field is paid to the opposing team.
Oh. So you're saying LSU knew they was going to need money to help pay a buyout, and so they lost to get the money? Anyway,
it's crazy that everybody asking, is this money going to the buyout? Oh, that's funny.
I didn't know that the money go to the opposing team. Yeah. So speaking of that, and this was almost all to call. Ole Miss fan running up to Tank Guillory. And I say running up because running up sounds like he just ran to him. Running into him, yelling F, and he didn't say F, he said the word F LSU and FU.
And there was another word that he called him too.
Oh.
After he ran into him, he called him another word. I'm not going to repeat it, but he called him another word, and that's when and whenever I think they really would piss Tank off. But
interesting, because that part was blurred out in the video. Or at least I didn't hear it. So
it was. You go back and watch the video, you'll hear it again. After him and Tank get into it, and he get up. He's like, I got that on video. He called him something else, and then he turned the camera around, and you see Tank trying to come after him or whatever, or being held back or whatever. Yeah. I should say, and yeah, go back and watch it again. He said some other stuff.
Got to be more careful.
But hey, this Nick Thomas comment might be his best comment ever.
What is that? Put it up. Oh, you can't put it up.
He said Zach Wilson out here playing like he trying to smash Taylor Swift.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, listen.
Take Kelsey girl, bro.
This is I can say I'm tired of seeing her face. I'm so tired of seeing her face.
Maybe if the Chiefs lose, she won't come back to another game.
Never, ever, ever get them back together. I'm just
The Chiefs are really tied right now with the New York Jets.
yes,
And the
they
New
are.
York Jets have the ball with a chance to take the lead. And Zach Wilson is the quarterback of the New York Jets.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, they just sacked Mahomes and then they threw an incompletion and then they just punted.
Oh my word. My word.
This is crazy, bro. Zach Wilson is outplaying Mahomes.
I did not have. I didn't even. Do you know what a Zach Wilson interception prop was tonight?
You would have lost money so far because he hasn't
Yeah,
thrown one.
it was
But
minus
Mahomes has thrown
160.
2.
I know. Mahomes was plus money for one interception.
He's thrown 2. He got 135 yards to Zach Wilson, 216. Zach Wilson 2 touchdowns to Mahomes 1. That's why they play the game, man.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Let's get out of here. I gotta go.
Yeah, I got food to eat.
I mean, I was just gonna say I gotta get. We got some hamburgers on the grill from off the grill. Yeah. Yep.
I'm finna DoorDash something. I ain't lying. I probably shouldn't be driving right now. So
yeah. I was gonna go out with the normal LSU Nick song. That song is now
don't even play
retired.
that, man.
Y'all don't get that. Don't deserve to hear it. We'll see y'all on Wednesday, I guess.
This show was presented by betonline.ag. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.